right, hey guys, this is Brandon McCaskill. Welcome to the Safari Arie Road Show. We have Ari with us, who has just entered the United States. Ari, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome.
That's
It's
good to hear.
yeah, I mean it's it is November 3rd today, so things are
Yes.
definitely gotten chilly pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I didn't give it a whole lot of thought, but I actually didn't really give it a whole lot of thought. And so I'm basically still in my summer gear. All my
Yeah.
winter gear is in Prince Edward Island, and I'm almost to Portland, sort of, kind of.
Right.
So most evenings are pretty chilly. It's dropped to like 2-3 degrees a few nights. During the day, it's been mid-teens. This is all Celsius, of course,
Right.
but it's been about 15 degrees Celsius. I've actually been pretty lucky. For the most part, most of my days have been reasonably sunny. It is rainy right now. It's raining today, and for the next few days, I'm actually at a campground in Hoquicklam, right? I think that Hoquicklam. Yeah, I'm actually right beside the town Aberdeen, which is the birthplace of Kurt Cobain. So I'm going to check out Aberdeen tomorrow on my way out of town.
Nice.
I believe I'm leaving anyways tomorrow, even though they're still calling for rain. But it's actually, you know what? It's been a little bit challenging because the weathers have been reasonable, but there's been certain areas where it's been a little bit on the hilly side. So what I find is that a good part of my day is that I'm actually sweating.
Right.
But then the temperatures being cooler, it makes actually for kind of I don't want to say miserable, but it's kind of uncomfortable. Like basically when you're kind of soaked in sweat and it's cold, not cold, cool, verge of cold. Excuse me. And I mean, I flew in October 25th.
Yeah.
And I got my first shower in Washington yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. I was at one other campground in Olympic National Park, but there was no showers. But I mean, other than that, it's been just stealth camping all the way along. So yesterday was my first shower in Washington.
Toledo.
Yeah. So that was over a week. I think I've pedaled about 500 kilometers. What else? So a few days ago or whatever, last week, I was in the rainforest, rainforest in Olympic National Park. And oh my goodness, like, you want to talk about some of the most epic temperate rainforests I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was actually, last night, I was up till 2 a.m, editing photos. Side note, actually, I work extremely hard when I am not pedaling, usually up till about 2 a.m. every morning. I can
attest to this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But anyways, I was editing photos last night, and I got lucky when I was at the rainforest with the sun, just the way it was hitting, because it was a sunny day, and with the leaves off the trees, the sun filtered through. Oh my goodness. Probably the best photos of my entire bike ride were taken at this rainforest, and I'm just posting that now. So if you get a chance, go to photos. What's that?
I was just going to say, where can we see these photos, Ari?
Yeah, on Facebook, of course, and obviously they always end up on Flickr, but anyways, yeah, they'll be on Facebook and Flickr.
Now,
but just
your handle on Facebook, is it? I know you recently changed it. Is it facebook.com/Safari Arie?
No one types in Facebook. Just Safari Arie on a bike.
Safari Arie on a bike.
Just search Safari Arie on a bike. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Anyway, some of the most amazing photos I've taken of the ride so far.
Cool.
This trip, just unbelievable.
How about?
And I think that's it. More or less, as far as the update goes, the weather's been, I am basically off camera, or whatever you asked about, a little bit the routing. I'm on the 101. I've basically been on the 101 kind of fairly quickly out of Seattle. I kind of detoured out of Seattle very, very quickly, took a ferry across some section of water and was out of there basically in a day. Right. So I've been on the 101. I'm basically following the 101 more or less all the way to San Francisco. Last night, I was doing some research. Initially, my plan was to go to Portland because I'm connecting with someone from my past. but they're not actually in Portland. And I was looking at the routing and this and that, and I don't think it actually makes sense for me to actually go to Portland. So right now I'm thinking I'm not even going to go to Portland. I'm going to just follow the coast literally all the way through. But there's a section, Pacific City, I'm going to go partially down Oregon's coast. And then I'm going to go inland just for a few days and then come back to the coast, I think, to a town called McMinnonville, but that's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, right now, actually from research last night, I think I'm actually going to bypass Portland. Doesn't seem to be too much of a reason to actually go there.
Makes sense.
Kind of deal. So yeah, just along the coast.
So how about interactions? I know you haven't been there long, but have you had opportunity to meet anybody?
Well, we're definitely not Canada down here, that's for sure.
I think everybody's scared of one another there.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, actually, well, I ran into Forks. I ran into a guy and his daughter from California. That looks like they might host me just outside the San Francisco area.
Oh yeah.
Everyone I talk to is actually really amazing, really friendly.
Cool.
But I've noticed, I've had nothing but friendly conversations, and quite a few of them whenever I've stopped somewhere. But the friendly honks have kind of really dropped down considerably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not nearly as many as in Canada. And the waves, so there's a few waves here and there, but it's also not Canada.
Yeah.
So, and then when I left Seattle a few days later, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't admit this on our show or whatever, but I was actually, for the first time on my entire ride, I don't want to say removed by the police, but I was actually, they were like, yeah, you have to leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was camped in behind a Walmart in the trees, and about 5:30 in the morning, some men with flashlights shining on my tent. Yeah, they were really nice. They were cool, but it was just interesting that I biked all across Canada and get into the States, and you know, and
what was your reaction when they did that?
You know what? Actually, it's honestly when I run into difficulties, not that I really run into difficulties, I'm actually very, very quickly to reminding myself how lucky I have been. Yeah. And the generosity of so many people like across Canada, and just, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm probably one of the most blessed people in Canada, just being able to do what I've done, and you know, to be able to do it the way I did it, and you know, during a pandemic, you know, when everyone else's life is you know, going crazy, you know, I'm having the time of my life, and so even I don't like, I'm not really. I've actually, maybe on the bike ride, I've just noticed I'm not really one to get angry very quickly anymore per se, but I'm even I catch myself even 10 times quicker. Just reminding myself, it's like, you're probably one of the luckiest people in the world, and you don't have a right to complain or get angry about anything, period. And so I check myself at the door very, very quickly when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
that's cool.
I just joke with them that it's going to be an interesting blog post kind of deal. Yeah. I mean, but it's not going to be. It's, you know what I mean? It's just whatever. You know, you know, it could easily have happened in Canada kind of deal. It's just kind of funny that.
Like, did you explain?
And as the cops pointed out, it's like, this is the land of the free, don't you know? Kind of deal. And it's like, yeah, very true.
Did you explain to them like who you are and what you were doing?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think one of them. I think the one guy, anyways, for sure, was more interested in the ride and finding me on Facebook, kind of deal. So,
cool.
I think I do have at least one new.
Salute.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then he knows that I didn't badmouth him or anything like that too badly.
That's good.
But yeah. No, they asked about whatever, and they were completely cool. But
awesome.
But yeah, so it's, you know, we're definitely not Canada. But anyways, the people I have run into have been amazing and fine, and I've had no problems whatsoever. Yeah. And no one's even really blinked about the fact that I'm a Canadian even. It's interesting. No one's like, how did you get here? Or like, what the heck? Or like, are you even allowed here? No. Yeah. They, for the most part. And that's the other thing is also noticed is that getting into the U.S., you know, because people talk about how the COVID numbers are just, you know, this is a kind of a hot spot. And I mean, I guess technically it is, but it is interesting because especially like in the cities area where like the first few days when I like, because it took a while before I got onto the coast where things are more isolated, but the restaurants were basically drive-through only. Most of the restaurants were completely closed to walk-ins. So initially it was a little bit of a challenge getting water.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just because everything's drive-through, at least in the cities that I noticed in the greater Seattle area and not too far out or whatever. But you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just keep pedaling. It's all good.
Just keep pedaling. Just keep pedaling. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Ari. That's I think that's a good length for a show today. Thanks for the update, and we will be looking forward to the next update as you get farther and farther south. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm Brandon McCaskill. This is Safari Arie. Check him out on Facebook and subscribe to this channel, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.